sprint is the best thing ever. All right, I said it before, but don't relate. It's great to see everybody here at the cafe. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to throw this out in case anybody's interested. We do books at Scars Publications. You always hear me reading things from CC&D magazine or Down to the Dirt magazine, and I've got things from other people. The Dark Side of Love from Mike Berger was out. This one, I like this one. The Pill is a Man's Best Friend from Charles Michael Craven. I really like the cover for that one. This one from Count DiMaggio, who's been around and has had a book already published, which is in this 50s diner from the Poems and Stories from the Blue Collar Book of the Dead. That was a book that just came out. And I love this photo. This is my cat Katie for Cat People. It's a bunch of pieces about cats, prose pieces. Cat people. I love the photo. Sorry.
It's not a cat person.
It's just kind of like a cool looking, like a little panther girl. Yeah. That's all I mean. This is the panther girl from something. And Mark Fleury has his second book out from Scars. The first one was out already, but this second one, The Angel Syllable is God's Boss, Devil's Spine, is just out this year. And there's a ton of books from Scars Publications. And why am I going on and on about stuff published from Scars when I could be doing this song with this phenomenal musician behind me here? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for John Yatko. Come on, yeah!
Strum guitar, that's all.
I figured I've got a man from across the pond, so should I do something British or should I do something screamingly American? So I wanted to do this for the heck of it. This, I want to thank Brian Hosey for doing this in the 90s with On My Feet, but this is a song by Hank Williams Sr. called I'm Free at Last. I'm free at last from love and all its worries. I'm free because you wanted it that way. Now you can go, but there's no need to hurry, 'cause never again will I ask you to stay. So run along. Well, I know that you don't want me. So many times you've proved that in the past. After you're gone, when memories come to haunt me, I'll hide my tears and say I'm free at last. I'm free at last. And don't ask me why I'm crying. Strange as it seems, somehow I love you yet. Now you can go, but there's no need to hurry, 'cause never again will I ask you to stay. So run along. Well, I know that you don't want me. So many times you prove that in the past. After you're gone, when memories come to haunt me, I'll hide my tears and say I'm free at last. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
First of all, Hosey, we're fabulous.
Thank you.
And we're going to do...
We were going to read this thing, and I want to let people know, this was in the May issue of CC&D, and it was from the performance art section, which was also in Sexism and Other Stories. Now, because I happen to have another copy of this, she's going to read from one, I'm going to read from the other. This is the Other Stories. It's not the Sexism.
No, you show that group.
Oh, this one? Sexism and Other Stories.
And this is yours.
This is a poem of mine,
It's wonderful.
and I've only read it at the cafe. No, I've never read it at the cafe. No, I read it at DVA Art Gallery over 5 years ago. So you guys should. This piece is called "And I'm Wondering."
And I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's something chemical that brings people together, something that brings people to their knees, something that sucks them in.
And I'm wondering if you're sensing what I'm sensing. Is it just me? Am I making this all up in my head? Or when I glance up and catch your eyes, well, are you actually staring at me?
And I'm wondering if it could work out this time. If we'd have one of those relationships that no one ever doubts, especially us, because we know we'll always be in love.
And I'm wondering if you'd find my neurotic pet peeve self-conscious. It's so funny and self-conscious. Look at how I hate it when people touch my belly because I'm so self-conscious.
And I'm wondering why you had to tell me when we happened to be sitting next to each other that the fact that our legs were almost touching was making your heart race.
And I'm wondering why I felt the need to take your cigarette and inhale, exhale, while the filter was still warm from your lips there just seconds before.
And I'm wondering if a year or two from now, after we've been going out and should have gotten to the point where we are bored with each other and sink into a comfortable rut.
If you saw me making macaroni and cheese in the kitchen using margarine and water because I'm out of milk and I've got my hair pulled back and strands are falling into my eyes and I'm wearing an oversized button-down denim shirt and nothing else, well, what I'm wondering is if you would see me like this and still think that I was sexy.
When I glance up and catch your eyes from across the room, when I see your eyes dart away, when I feel this chemical reaction, well, what I'm wondering is, can you feel it too? Thank you.
This is one piece that is very, very strange, and it appeared in volume 169 of CCB magazine, which is like 1997, I think it was a while ago, so I won't be having it in the future, though I might put it in the collection book, Partial Nudity, which would be my collection book this year if this goes in there. This is called A Phone as a Purse That Matches My Shoes. It's during this 9/24/05. I don't know what we were doing, but we were out on a street. I don't know what street it was, and you had the back seat of the car pulled out. It was a big car. It wasn't my car, but you were looking for something. I don't know, but I noticed that there were peanuts and junk where the seat was. I don't know, it looked like something was wrong with the car, but I didn't know what he had to do with, what that had to do with actually pulling the row seats out of the car. But anyway, I was standing there, leaning against the car. I think I was wearing shorts. I think it was summer. And I think one group of guys drove by looking at me, but I didn't really care. And eventually, you said that we could go. I looked in the car and saw that the seats were there, and I asked you if you got rid of the peanuts and junk that were under the seat, and of course you didn't. So I was just thinking that he put these seats on top of the food that was left there, and then, though, I had to tell him to stop because there was a yard sale along the street. There was a ton of stuff crammed into this little Chicago-style yard. So you pulled over for me to get out, and you said you'd drive to park the car. So I looked at all the crap they had for sale. They had a telephone that was styled to look like a really cool old chrome toaster, but it needed to be cleaned, and you could see the buttons on the car phone and the actual phone part in the front. And then there was a rest area on the top for the earpiece, but the earpiece was missing. So I was trying to ask about the earpiece. Could you just use another phone earpiece and plug it into the toaster phone? It's not like I was going to actually use the toaster phone. It just looked excellent and cool. And it was dirt cheap. It was like $2. But then, while I was waiting for an answer, I saw a phone there that was designed to look like a big purse. And I was looking at it thinking that it matched a pair of shoes of mine, like a faux brown eel skin leather. Like I'd buy a phone because it looked like a purse that matched my shoes. I think I might have looked up and saw you waiting for me in the car, like you'd go to a garage sale. You knew better than to join me. Sorry, sure, please. Thank you.